Hello everybody, welcome to our Reflective Peace Bite. It's the 4th of April. This week and in the weeks previous, there's been so many times that I've heard the word worry and I've heard the word anxious and I've heard just how fearful everybody is. Well, unfortunately for the people who are saying that, not all of us live in fear. And what I'd like you to focus on are the ways in which you can translate the dialogue that's coming at you from social media and from the televisions and translate that into something positive in your head. And when you're talking with your children, hopefully the messages you're giving your children are uplifting rather than negative. In No Boxing Allowed, I have a particular chapter and it's called Growing Beyond Fear. And I talk about how people, what happens when they feel fear. And those feelings are real. Absolutely, if your heart is racing and your palms are sweaty or you can't breathe, all of those things happen when you're feeling fearful. But there's one particular thing that I say in this chapter, and that is, worry thrives when negative energy abounds. Feeling worry and fear is like making a deposit into a bank account with a negative return on your investment. You are putting emotional energy into something that hasn't happened yet. It may not happen, so why worry and be fearful? Now, that's not a statement that belittles people who feel fear. What that statement is saying is, don't project that onto others. It's a negative energy. When we feel fearful, the energy currents within the body, that some people call meridians, I certainly, when I was in remedial therapies, we focused on the energy meridians in the body and providing acupressure relief, reflexology and the like for people. Now, when we talk about those energy currents, it's a bit like North and South Pole. We are electromagnetic beings. We're influenced by a number of things, not the least is gravity, the moon and shifts in position of the planet. All of those things have an effect on us. And we can't get off the planet, to sort of take a break from those electromagnetic forces. So what you've got to do is actually listen to your body. For those of you that were around when biofeedback was all the rage, it was seen as something out there, very strange, a bit hippie, a bit voodoo, but in reality, biofeedback is one of the most powerful things that you can do to understand your energy channels. Right through our body, energy is pulsating all the time. Anybody who has been, as I have been, trained in Reiki and actually attuned to being able to draw universal energy and then put that out into the world and to give that to other people will fully understand what I mean about the energy that comes in from outside, goes into the body. It's then used in the body for various system functions. And as we release energy, we're either releasing negative or positive energy. And what fear is a very negative energy in the body. It actually disrupts the sense of calm. Now, when I heard on the Australian TV earlier today, I heard a politician saying, we're all frightened. And I stood there in front of the television and I thought, you may be, but not all of us are. COVID-19 is a risk to humanity. It is an extreme risk to humanity. We are managing risk levels in pockets around the world, and you must let go of thinking about it in any other term other than that. The people who can mobilise health services to support, the actions that you take to social distance, the prevention methods that you use like a mask or gloves, not going out unless you absolutely need to, all of those things are risk mitigation strategies. The utilisation of services from one state to another, the closing of borders, the stopping of airline travel into and out of a country, they are all risk mitigation strategies. And that's a calm, considered and discerning way to manage risk. If you could imagine everybody throwing their arms up in the air and saying, "Oh, I'm so frightened, I'm so frightened," you'd have to say, who's in control? Who is in control? Are you in control? Yes, you are in control to what you do, what you say, and how you speak to your children and to other impressionable people. You are in control. You're not in control of what the government has to do and what emergency services has to do and what the private sector has to do. You're not in control of that. So let that go. Don't be fearful because you're not in control of everything that you want to be in control of. Worrying about something is actually just churning over and over something that's potentially quite irrational, that isn't going to get you anything other than further into a negative mindset, and it's not going to manage the risk levels that we're facing. I wear a mask, and for probably 3 weeks now, since I was able to get some through a chemist, I've been wearing a mask. I wore it to work. I put a picture on Twitter. I wear a mask when I go walking of the evening, and every time I go anywhere, regardless of what necessarily is coming out of the media, I wear gloves. The second that I come out of where I am, that's in a public place where people have breathed and coughed and whatever over surfaces, I take off the gloves and I follow those precautionary measures. But that's my choice to manage the risks to me personally, and not to allow, if I'm if I'm asymptomatic, I'm not displaying any symptoms of COVID-19, it allows me not to transmit just in case I am. I haven't been tested, I don't know. So I'm risk managing for both myself and for other people, and that's a selfless act. So when you think about the fear side of it, I want you to ask yourself, why am I frightened? Think about it. Say to yourself, why am I frightened? Am I frightened because the television said I should be frightened? Am I frightened because that politician is frightened? Why am I frightened? And if there is no rational reason for you to be fearful, don't invest in worry. It's not going to get you anywhere other than a negative mindset. If you have no rational basis for feeling fear, let it go. I hope to see you again tomorrow. I have a plan for what we'll talk about for the week coming, and I certainly appreciate you being with me today. Please like and subscribe and give comments. I'd welcome all the feedback that you can give us. Bye for now.